For today's video, I am going to show you how to apply pancake makeup, specifically how to wear it over acne-prone or scarred skin. So we're talking about skin that has scarring, skin that has pits, a lot of those ice picks, and a lot of texture. I'm going to show you half of my face with pancake makeup and half of my face with a different kind of makeup that's a little bit creamier, and I'm going to compare the two sides for you. Now, before we get started on pancake makeup, we need to talk a little bit about it. Normally, pancake makeup is used theatrically. It's very, very full coverage. It's usually activated with water, and it usually makes you look a couple shades off by like 3 or 4 shades because it is that thick. It always looks cakey, it always looks pretty gross up close, but you know, if it's on a stage or used theatrically, it looks good. Now, when it comes to acne-prone skin, theatrical pancake makeup can be very, very helpful if used the right way. The problem is, we're trying to get flawless skin. We want to look good, not cakey. So I'm going to show you over the past couple years how I have used pancake makeup to cover up my scars and to really make it look like I have flawless skin without having total cake face. So that being said, I'm going to be using the Dermablend foundation. You're going to need a concealer brush. You are going to need the regular foundation that you put over the top of your skin, and of course a powder. And the tools that I'm going to be using are a concealer brush, an EcoTools beauty blender, and just a Pure Cosmetics powder brush. So let's get started. I want to zoom in really well so you can see what's going on here. First off, you can see all of my facial hair, and if you have questions about my acne update or clear skin, I did post an acne update video recently. I will link it somewhere around here, so be sure to check that out if you have questions. And as noted in that video, I will be bringing you my clear skin project, which is basically what I've been doing to try to clear up my skin. So as you can see, I have scarring. Even if I don't have active breakouts, even though I do down here, I have this scarring, which is really, really hard to cover because when you put foundation over it, it literally falls into those cracks and divots and just don't look good. So I'm going to be using the Dermablend Professional Foundation. This is the cover cream. I have been using this for years. My step-grandma got me hooked on this. She used to use it for her varicose veins and recommended it to me when my acne was at its worst, and I've been using it since. And I was actually a model for Dermablend back in 2013, which is awesome. So I am picking up this product a little bit here on this concealer brush, and as you can see, the product is very, very clay-like. It's very, very thick. Normally, most foundations are quite liquidy. As you can see, it's extraordinarily pasty, and it's kind of like Play-Doh. You can really shape it and mold it. And this is great because we are going to be putting this into our pores. We are literally filling our pores up to create the illusion of a smooth skin surface. I'm applying this to my hand first to let it warm up a little bit. Letting it warm up is going to make it easier to push into the skin and make it look more natural. So you're probably thinking, Cassandra, why aren't you applying a primer? Primers are great for acne-prone skin, and they're amazing at making makeup last all day. Well, when we apply a primer, that goes into our pores, helps fill them in so that our foundation goes on smooth. Now, if I were to use a primer with pancake makeup, the primer would go in, fill in the pores before the pancake makeup does, and then the pancake makeup couldn't work effectively and would look cakey. So if you are using pancake makeup, you want to make sure to avoid a primer. This is super warm, but it's still pretty viscous, so it's still very pliable, and I am going to apply this right into those pores. If you actually see, I can streak down and you can see where some of those pores are. So I am just pushing this into those areas really, really well, and I'm literally scooping this off my hand and pushing this into those areas. And you really only want to do this on the areas that you have these breakouts because we're trying to make sure that all of the skin is the same texture. Now I have a lot of scarring down here, but it isn't pitted. For me, a lot of the pits that I have are on my cheeks. So that is where I am focusing this most. I got a big one right there. So now on the other side, I'm going to show you a regular kind of cream or regular based makeup. This is Benefit's Some Kind of Gorgeous. This is so old. This is an amazing product from way back in the day. This is called a foundation faker. And I'm going to show you what happens. It's really not my color, but this is a much more cream base. As you can see, it's a lot more liquidy. And as I apply this to the other side, I'm going to show you the difference at the end. So here It's nice because it blends out really well, but as you can see, it doesn't always cover and sit into those pores as well as I would want it to. And the reason is because it is such an oily base, it just doesn't sit in there the way it should. And even just tapping my brush, you can see that it spreads a lot easier, which isn't good if we want to keep it in one place, which would be the acne scar. I'm going to use the Damp Eco Tools blender and just blend out a little bit. Now this is a little bit wet, so this does not move the foundation, but it just kind of evens out the edges. And as you can see, the Dermablend is really staying in place, which is what we want. And unfortunately, when I go over here, this does blend in a lot more, which means that it's moving the foundation out of the pores, which is where we want to keep it if we've got that scarring.
Get off me hair!
Now it's time for foundation. I'm using the Makeup Forever HD foundation. You know, I've loved this for years. Apply it to my blender and I am going to throw this on my face. Hello, kitty. So I am using this right over the top just to even out color and to even out the texture. And if you notice, I'm using kind of a patting motion, not a swiping motion. While we're sitting here blending into our skin, I would suggest you hit that little subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have not hit that ding dong button, what are you waiting for? First off, it's really fun to hit. Second off, it'll notify you when I upload, since I try to upload twice a week, but I don't even know when I upload. So that way you won't miss it when we talk about acne or skin. We're just my cats. As you can see, I have this little pore on my nose here that I forgot to cover. So I'm gonna take a little bit more of that Dermablend and just wiggle that right in there. There we go. I'm gonna let that dry and then I will go over it again later. And that way I don't have these big old pores poking through. Now I'm going to take a little bit more and I'm going to apply it to this side, which is the side that does not have the pancake makeup. There was a scar showing through that I forgot to cover, so we gotta cover it. It's had a little time to dry, so we'll go over that with a little bit more of that Makeup Forever. Look at that, you cannot even tell that that pore was there. Isn't that amazeballs? Now that I have put this on, we are going to let it set for just a minute. Sometimes as foundations dry, they tend to oxidize. It's basically the same process that makes rust happen, or the same process that makes apples turn a little bit brown after you cut them. Same thing happens to your face. When your face produces oil, it actually changes the color of your foundation, which is why you leave the house looking one shade and you come home looking a totally different color. If you want a video on it, let me know, and be sure to subscribe so that you know that it's there. And as we're just drying off, post a comment right now. Tell me about your day. What is one thing you did today that you are proud of? Today, I sat my butt down to film a YouTube video, and I am proud of that because I am a procrastinator. Now real quickly, now that this is dried, before we apply powder, I just want to show you the difference. This is the side with the pancake makeup. You cannot even see that pore where it was. All of my acne scars are covered up, and then the foundation made them look all the same color. Now let me show you this other side. This side that has the cream makeup, you can see these pores right here on my nose. They didn't cover completely. You can also see the pores on my skin. You can also see the scars on my skin are much more apparent. They are a bit deeper, and you can just kind of see where they are. Whereas the other side, I have a raised scar here, and of course I have some facial hair, but you cannot see, oh, you can see that, but you cannot see the acne scars and divoted pits. Now let's continue on. I am using a Tarte Cosmetics translucent powder. If you do have acne, you are going to want to use a regular colored powder because that will add coverage. But because I'm just here to demonstrate how this fills in scarring, I'm going to use the translucent one. So with my Pure Cosmetics brush, I am just dusting this over the top. And what's important is that I'm patting, not swiping. Again, pushing it into the pores instead of swiping it out of the pores. And if you are using a powder, I'd say use a setting spray. Don't do face dunking. I tried face dunking. It's literally a technique where you set your makeup by dunking your head in a bucket of water. It doesn't work that well. If you want to see how it actually works, there's a video on it circulating the internet of me shoving my face in a bowl of water thinking that it'll actually set my makeup. But yeah, now that this makeup is set, this is the final look. As you can see, we've got pores here, we can see them on the nose, and this side is a bet it's pretty much completely flawless. And that is how I personally apply pancake makeup over my acne prone skin, and how to do it and what it does. Oh my god, can you see the color difference? That is how full coverage this makeup is. Anyways guys, that is how I do the pancake makeup thing. That is a little bit of history on pancake makeup, and if you've got acne or scars, how you can use it. What are the best brands of pancake makeup? It's totally up to you. Go to Sephora and swatch them out. Make sure you test them out. As you can see, the runnier, shinier ones you want to avoid if you're looking for pancake makeup. You want the ones that are kind of like Play-Doh. And let me know if you want a video on my top foundations for acne prone skin, drugstore or high-end, or if you want the worst foundations for acne prone skin. Post a comment letting me know which video you'd like to see, and don't forget to tell me what you are proud of today, what you did, yo selfie, yo beautiful selfie. Give this video a thumbs up if you learned something, and of course, hit the ding dong bell. And if you have any other questions, like I said, post them in the comments. I do my best to respond to every single one within like the first 5 or 6 hours that a video is posted. So I love hanging out with you. Hope you're having a beautiful day, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye. It's okay. I've probably stalked you on Instagram too.